Step-by-step guide to building a multi-tiered Java web application locally. This podcast is brought to you by Business Compass LLC. We are an Amazon Web Services advanced consulting partner. We build and migrate workloads to Amazon Cloud. Our website is businesscompassllc.com. Our phone number is 973-638-2228. Our email address is contact@businesscompassllc.us. Introduction: Understanding multi-tier architecture and benefits. Multi-tier or N-tier architecture is a design pattern separating an application into logical layers or tiers. These typically include the presentation tier, front-end, application tier, logic, and data tier, database. This separation of concerns offers several benefits, including scalability, maintainability, and workload distribution across multiple servers. By building and configuring a multi-tiered Java web application, you can experience these benefits firsthand and gain a deeper understanding of enterprise-level architecture. Project setup, prerequisites and project phases. Before diving into the project, ensure you have the following prerequisites: Java Development Kit, JDK, 11 or higher. Apache Tomcat 9 or higher. MySQL/MariaDB. Mumcached. RabbitMQ. Nginx. Virtualization software, for example, VirtualBox, Vagrant. The project will be divided into the following phases. Setting up the virtual environment. Configuring the backend, database and caching, configuring messaging and application logic. Setting up frontend and load balancing. Testing and deployment. Creating the virtual environment, cloning the repository and building virtual servers. Start by cloning the repository containing the project files. This repository should also include Vagrant scripts and configurations for setting up virtual machines. Git clone https://github.com/your-repo/multi-tiered-java-app.git. cd multi-tiered Java app. Use Vagrant to build the virtual servers. Vagrant up. This command will spin up multiple virtual machines, each representing a different tier of the application, for example, one for the database, one for the application server, etc. Configuring the backend, setting up the database, MySQL/MariaDB, and caching, Mumcached. Once the virtual environment is up, SSH into the database server. Vagrant SSH DB server. Install and configure MySQL or MariaDB. Sudo apt-get install MySQL server. Sudo MySQL_secure_installation. Create a new database for your application. MySQL u root p. Create database java_app_db. Next, install and configure Mumcached for caching. Sudo apt-get install Mumcached. Sudo systemctl start Mumcached. Sudo systemctl enable Mumcached. Messaging and application logic, configuring RabbitMQ and Tomcat server. SSH into the application server. Vagrant SSH app server. Install RabbitMQ for messaging. Sudo apt-get install RabbitMQ server. Sudo systemctl start RabbitMQ server. Sudo systemctl enable RabbitMQ server. Then, install and configure Apache Tomcat to run your Java application. Sudo apt-get install Tomcat 9. Sudo systemctl start Tomcat 9. Sudo systemctl enable Tomcat 9. Deploy your Java web application, WAR file, to Tomcat. Sudo cp/path/to/your/app.war/var/lib/tomcat9/webops/. Frontend and load balancing, setting up Nginx for web serving and traffic management. Finally, SSH into the frontend server. Vagrant SSH web server. Install and configure Nginx. Sudo apt-get install Nginx. Sudo nano/etc/nginx/sites available/default. Update the Nginx configuration to serve your application and load balance traffic between the application servers. Server. Listen 80. Server_name yourdomain.com. Location. Proxy_pass http://app server. Proxy_set_header host$host. Proxy_set_header x real IP $remote_address. Proxy_set_header x forwarded for $proxy_add_x forwarded_4. Proxy_set_header x forwarded proto $scheme. Restart Nginx to apply the changes. Sudo systemctl restart Nginx. Testing and deployment, building and deploying the Java application. Once everything is set up, it's time to test your application. In a web browser, navigate to your Nginx server's IP address or domain, and you should see your Java web application running. You can deploy updates to your application by replacing the war file in the Tomcat server and restarting the Tomcat service. Sudo systemctl restart Tomcat 9. Conclusion and next steps, wrapping up the project and future enhancements. Congratulations! You've built and configured a multi-tiered Java web application on your local system. This setup is a foundational step towards understanding enterprise-level applications. Future enhancements include setting up automated C/CD pipelines, improving security configurations, and scaling the application across multiple physical or cloud servers. Thank you for listening to our podcast. Please share this podcast, visit our website and follow our social media links.